We finished our van build 6 months ago and we've been living and traveling in it ever since. Today we want to take an opportunity to talk about the things that we're not so happy about our DIY build. We wanted to film this before we fix any of these issues so that you can see what we're not happy about and how we're going to fix it. The first thing on our list is we made a measuring error when we created this cabinet that holds our toilet. When we went to install the door was actually larger than this dimension here, and it wouldn't open all the way. So we were planning to use that door as part of our privacy system for the toilet, and as of right now we don't have one at all and haven't. So we've just been doing our business out in the open. It's a little protected because you're kind of in this little cabinet, but we definitely need to solve for this because long term this just is not going to work for us. After a ton of research about what the best options for vent fans are, we landed on the Max Air Max Fan 7000. There's some really positive features about this fan, but we're just not super happy with it. We have two major complaints. The first is that on low speeds in high humidity situations, it makes the most awful squeaking noise. We haven't reached out to MaxFan yet, but this does seem to be a pretty common problem that these fans have. After a lot of reading online about how to solve this issue, it seems that the recommendation from Max Air has been that you need to run the fan for 24 hours at high speed after install to seat the brushes. We did not do that. So we're in a situation where we need to reach out to them and find out what our other options are. It's very annoying, and we didn't see that in any of the documentation. So just a little disappointed on that front, but we cannot find a better replacement on the market, and I would still recommend it. It's just something we're a little disappointed with. The second complaint we have about the Max Air fan is the remote control. My issue with this is twofold. Number one is that it goes through batteries like crazy. We've been in the van for 6 months and it's on its 4th set of batteries. And let me just quickly look to see. Is it really? Yeah. And it's dead again. We think that the issue is with the thermostat that's built into it, and that it's like constantly looking for like the auto temperature turn on, but we don't know that for sure. It's just kind of a guess at this point. The second issue with this is that it doesn't work from the other side of the van. I mean, it's 10 feet away, it should work, but you pretty much have to be like right on the edge of the bed to make it work. Yes, it saves us climbing back into the van, but beyond that, it's really not that useful. So if you're thinking about buying this version for the remote control, just some things to think about.
Another issue we're having is with our overhead lights. And this is one entirely of our own making. We bought dimmable lights, but we didn't actually put a dimmer in it. So it's like really, really, really bright, which is nice when you're working or cooking or doing other things in the van, but it's not great if you don't want to just hang out or have a low-key evening, or if one of us wants to sleep while the other one's working. So we're going to try to fix that. Look how bright it is. Boom! So the outdoor shower was already a compromise to start with, and it didn't work very well. The first issue was a privacy issue. We had a curtain rod here and a curtain rod here, and that had a number of issues. First of all, there's a giant gap here. These doors are really high. And then third of all, if there was any breeze at all, the curtains would just blow away. So you had to be like in the middle of the woods on a calm day for this to work, or in a bathing suit. And then the second issue is there wasn't anywhere to like hook the shower head, and it got the door panels soaked. So when you shut the door, the walls were wet.
One of the other issues we're having, which we knew was going to be a problem, but we were having a real issue with weather and it being too cold, was that we did not polyurethane the inside of our drawers, and they have gotten pretty beaten up. So we're going to rectify that as well. The last two items are our biggest annoyances. We have installed butcher block counters in 4 different places, 2 houses and 2 vans. And this is the first time that we haven't been pleased with the finish we've done. The first time we used oil, just oil. The second time we did stain and then polyurethane finish on top. And the time after that was the van, which was just polyurethane. All of those have held up really well. This time around, I found a stain polyurethane combo product, and I've been really disappointed. I probably should have known better because typically there's a reason that items like that are separated, but I was really trying to work smarter, not harder, under a time deadline. So we used the combo product, but it has really not worn well. There is like a ton of like micro scratches in it from just like wear and tear. There's some bigger scratches. The edges are like very worn and like already discoloring, or like the stain is like wearing down on the corners. So we are going to rectify this situation. And the item that we are the least happy with has to be our flooring. We used the exact same company and style of peel and stick vinyl that we did in our last van. And I have to tell you, we abused that floor in the last van. We used it as a cargo van probably more than we used it as a camper van. I mean, we were sliding stuff in and out of that. There were no scratches. It held up so well. This floor has been the opposite of that. We've been really confused about why it hasn't held up very well, considering that we had the exact same flooring from the exact same company in both our boat Ecola and in our last camper van. Well, turns out I was completely wrong on that front, and that this flooring that's in the van, currently we got from Lowe's. And on a trip to Home Depot to look at what they had for options, we found the exact flooring that we had in Ecola, and it is a completely different brand than what is on the floor here. I think that that explains the issue. We've had issues with like shrinkage, so there's gaps between the tiles that were not there at install. We have some adhesion issues where it's peeling up in quite a few places, and it's also just not holding up to daily wear and tear. Like there's a lot of like chips and scratches in it already, and it's just not the same. So we're going to be solving for this because we just can't, it's not going to hold up long term. So while we're in a spot where we can fix it, we're going to. We hope that talking about the things that we're not happy with our DIY build will help you not make the same mistakes we did. See you next time.